Welcome back to the We Was Watching podcast. I'm your host, Brandon.
I'm your other host, Chanel.
And we are back to talk about Pluribus, episode 3 of season 1. But before we get into that, if you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, leave us a review. If it's 5 stars, we'll read those on the show. Those help us out a lot. You can also watch us on YouTube at youtube.com/@WeWasWatching. Just search for the We Was Watching podcast. Like our video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you can see us go live, which we are live right now on an early Saturday morning for once. You can also email the show at wewaswatchingpodcast@gmail.com. Tell us any thoughts you have about the show, any theories, any comments you have to show. We'll read those on the show. We actually got an email this week, which I will read from Mr. C, who said, "Hey, peoples, love your podcast. And when y'all were trying to call the infected folks something, you got 2 options straight from the show. 1, Pirate Lady says joined. And 2, look at the name of the show. Pluribus is Latin for many. Therefore, out of the many people, they act as one. E pluribus unum." Keep watching.
Click on the dollar.
Keep watching. Well, of course, you would know that, you know. You're all about the almighty dollar.
Because I've seen a dollar before.
You're all about the almighty dollar. Mr. C, thank you for the email. We appreciate that. And yeah,
Thank
I mean,
you.
I just, in my notes, I was just calling him the board. So maybe I'll call him the joint or something else because
He's
you
so
they the board to me.
Yeah, this
What-
is really a Star
what do
Trek
you-
podcast at the end of the day.
What do you young people say? Don't y'all say pilled? Ain't that what y'all say? Y'all young people? You
Brandon, we are
TikTokers?
the same age.
You
Can you stop?
TikTokers?
I don't speak like that. No, they're them. I honestly, I'd like to refer to them as them boys, but we hadn't discussed that.
That's a gendered term. We don't do gendered terms on this podcast.
No, that's not.
Ma'am.
That's not a gender term. Them boys is inclusive. It just means like them, like the they.
Mm-mm.
But no, I think I forget. I mean, the Borg works, joined works, Pluribus works, Hivemind. Like you get the idea there.
They'll probably
Do
get a
you
name
have-
soon.
Yeah, I think joined probably is it, and then Pluribus. Like I understood the reference just from literally having read a dollar before, so I was like, okay, this has something to do with that. Can I share a 5-star review if that was the last email?
Yeah. Well, hold
Do
on.
we
You
have
can
a-
also follow us on social media everywhere at We Was Watching. Okay, go ahead.
Do we have a drop for it?
No. It's the running
don't you
gag. You're
take-
supposed to play along.
Why won't you take my voice and put anyway? Ask Lil Wayne who the 5-star bitch is. It's us. 5 stars from Code Rabbit. This my happy place. The hosts are smart and likable. I love it here. We love it here with you, Code Rabbit. Thank you for your review. You
You
guys can
heard
leave
that
us a
bump like a
5-star review.
motherfucker, man.
What?
That's the drop. That's the
No,
drop.
No, it's not.
You didn't even hear it.
It's not. I know what drop it is. The drop is 5-star bitch. That's it. There's only
No,
one option.
this is better.
You heard that bump like a motherfucker, man.
We earned that. We earned that 5-star.
I feel like my
right.
our creative differences here are really, really showing because all I want to hear is Nicki Minaj call us 5-star bitches.
All right, listeners, you tell us what's better. Snoop from The Wire saying we earned that 5-star review, or Chanel in her voice pretending to be Nicki Minaj.
See, you
in a
can get the
video.
Nicki Minaj part from the song
Mm-mm.
if you so choose.
No, because then
Brandy,
we're gonna
this is not
get
fair.
get banned.
If you do Coke and Pepsi, you got to bring Coke and Pepsi to the taste test. You can't be like Coke and then imagine Pepsi. Okay. So anyway, thank you for that review. You guys can review us 5 stars at Apple Podcasts, and then we'll read your review. Or if you just want to add a rating to us there or on Spotify after you listen for a couple times, that is greatly appreciated. I think we can be reviewed in other places, but I don't look unless it
I haven't been
emails
checking them.
us. Yeah, it's just very hard to track. So please feel free to do it on those 2 platforms.
All right, let's do a quick 5-minute what we've been on because I'm really anxious to talk about this show.
Don't watch me, don't watch TV.
So Chanel, the only thing I watched was 1989 Batman because I had to do it for another podcast, and that movie's so great. It's so great. But so that's the only thing I watched. But I sent Chanel a screenshot. I'm playing this game on the computer. It's called Hollywood Animal. It's kind of like a city builder style game, but instead of building a city, you build a Hollywood studio set in the 30s, the late 20s, early 30s, and but you have to build everything. So you got to build the buildings, you got to hire the staff, you got to hire HR, you got to hire screenwriters, you got to hire producers, post producers. You pick the films, right? So you pick a genre of the film, and then you get to pick the plot points, like what happens in the beginning of the film, what's the turning point. You basically get to write the film out, and then you have to pick the schedule that your film goes out, what theaters is going to go in, how big of a release you want it to be. You know, you got to get reviews from critics. You got to decide how long you're going to keep it in the theaters. You got to hope to make money so you can make more films. All the while, the people are doing fuck shit, right? So like some actor will go on a drunken binge and do something stupid out in public, and it messes with the publicity of your film. Or some director will go gamble all his money and be in debt to the mob and then purposely tank your film. Or some producer that you hire is secretly racist, and so they don't hire any black people to be in your film. Like, it's all types of craziness that happens in the
They
game.
wouldn't be secretly racist in 1930s, but
No, some of them are secretly racist, and some of them, you know, they're racist. Some of them they tell
wouldn't
you.
have to be secret. It wouldn't have to be a secret. It was illegal to be racist.
Yeah, but it was California. They pretended a smidget.
Mhm.
A smidget. They pretended a smidget out there.
Okay.
So it's a really cool game. It's like $14. So if you're into movies and city builders, it's like the combination of both. You should try it out. What have you watched, Chanel?
Look at you giving free promo to other people's shit. I on the plane, I went back to watch the beginning of I Know What You Did last summer, the remake, because I saw it in theaters, but I did that was the day I did my triple movies back to back to back. And so I came in, I missed the beginning. And having seen the rest of the film, seeing like the like preemptive, like the action that kicked it all off, I was just laughing the whole time because it really is just about like terrible people who have money and like a little bit of shame murdering somebody and then be like, oh well. So that brought me back to the experience of seeing it in theaters. And but that was like a half watch. The other thing I've been on is I restarted Stranger Things. And so I got through season 1 again for the first time since it came out. So like almost 10 years ago. And I remembered vague stuff, but I didn't remember much. Like I remembered the like high level concept. And I might have mentioned this last week, but I finished season 1 and it made a lot more sense to me. Like the science and like the concept checked out more this time around, maybe just because it was my second time processing it. So I did enjoy the first season. And sometimes like shows get so big and you forget, and then especially some like Stranger Things that takes like 2 years to come out or whatever, however long it's been, like fifth season came out 10 years later. Sometimes you might think it might be like overhyped, but in reality, this first season was really good. And I understand why we liked it, why it was a phenomenon. And so we're going to see, I know second season brings in more characters. That's when we get Lucas's little sister, and we get like the redhead. So there's a lot more like expansion of the universe is going to happen second season. I have no idea how the fuck we get to fifth season and where they're at now. But I do intend to continue watching. And in real life, I've been on the New York Comedy Festival. I'm traveling right now, going to see comedy shows just because I need to get back into the game and watch other comics and be inspired. And so that's what I'm doing here this weekend. And that's what we're streaming mad early on Saturday.
All right, so let's get into this. That sounds like fun. I actually want to go to the comedy festival. So it sounds like fun. Let's get into the recap because I'm super excited.
Once upon a time in the projects, yo.
Before that, we got a comment on our last episode because I love our listeners because just like them, they make sure to let Chanel know when she's wrong because you got to let her know that she'll think she's right. And
We
so
get comments all the time, mind you. I just
Mia
don't bring them up.
Mia told us French people don't follow celebrity cultures. Excusez-moi. Because, Chanel is very, she has all these stereotypes in her hair. If you listen to the show, there's what the English people do and what the French people do and black people do. We all just do what we do. We're not individuals. And so the French people, they're not into celebrity culture. But she
wow,
got
she's
told.
never heard of culture before.
She got
I
told.
was just saying French people are too cool and too aloof to care about celebrity news, but I've learned that some people do, and that's cool.
That's
I was
right.
actually trying to give them credit for being cool and unbothered.
That's right. That's right. Also, this is for the chair company.
To some extent, celebrity worship is kind of like a sad thing. So I was trying to separate them. But if they want to be in a group, they could be with us.
This was for the chair company, and I was going to save it for tomorrow, but later this week, but it's too funny. Somebody said that somebody sent us a message and said we should call Mike Scrooge McDick. Like
No,
Scrooge
thank you.
McDuck. Scrooge McDick.
Did you just explain it to me?
Yeah, because you don't be getting the joke sometimes. So, you gotta.
It's too early. It's too early. It's too early for you to be fucking
Gotta
with
break
me.
it down.
No, we can leave Scrooge in episode 4 or whatever the fuck that was. I'm good. We get 6. We can leave him behind. Scrooge was a seasonal episode, right? It was a Christmas episode, and now we're gonna move on.
If you're listening to us for Pluribus, go listen to our last chair company episode so you can see why Chanel loves the chair company. So we start with Pluribus.
Save yourself. Don't recommend this show to anybody. Don't be like, oh, it's the guy. He's so funny. He's so silly. Don't recommend this show to any coworkers. We warning you now.
Pluribus episode 3 is called Grenade, which I was like, okay, what is happening here? And we start.
This looks like it referenced one of the clips that was in like the long extended trailer.
Oh, that's right. It did do that. Yeah, I did. You're right. I totally forgot about that when I was watching it. We start with a flashback, 2,617 days before the outbreak. And they up in Norway in the ice hotel. So, did you know this was a real place?
I bet it must be. I mean, can you imagine the budget of them building that just for the...
So, I'm going to explain it to you. So, you know what's funny? My old podcast host is kind of like my little brother, Mike. He's going on a 17-day vacation the day after Christmas.
Okay.
And he's going to Finland, Norway, like that whole area.
Terrible idea.
And he's going to be staying a day in the ice hotel. So he has like this whole itinerary that tells about to his friends and family to tell about his trips and stuff. And he gave me like all these facts about the ice hotel. So it was so funny that this came up because he literally just sent me this like a week ago. So apparently the ice hotel gets torn down and rebuilt every year in Norway.
It melts.
Because it melts. Yeah. They have a ice hotel. They have a fake ice hotel next to it. So they have a fake ice hotel next to it that on the outside is like a normal building. And then the inside is kind of like artificially cool to feel like an ice hotel. And then they build the real ice hotel every like cold season from scratch out of like blocks of ice. And then they fly the best artists from all over the world, Africa, India, Mexico, Canada. They fly artists in from all over the world every year to sculpt the rooms. So each room every year is different, sculpted by an artist from somewhere in a different part of the world with some type of theme. And they sculpt the ice like in the walls, like you saw in the video, in the show. And they do that every single year. And then when you go to sleep, you got to sleep in like these special boots and sleeping bags because it's really cold. But they have warm rooms there. Like they have food and warm rooms there that you can go to if you're not comfortable. But when you sleep in there, you sleep in the cold rooms. So it's a kind of a cool place. It's kind of a cool idea. That's the ice hotel.
Negative. I'm not sleeping nowhere where if I don't do it right, I might die. Like if they don't wake me up before I get frostbite, I might not wake up again.
Well,
That's
you don't.
not cool.
The people that I saw go there, they say it's like super warm in that bag because it's like specialty bag. It's a specialty bag.
What if I kick in my sleep and I kick out of the bag?
I don't think you'd be able to kick out of the bag.
What if I sleep wild? I'll wake up with what? A foot frost.
You're not gonna. You're zipped up in the bag. You're not gonna
That's what I'm
kick out of the
saying,
bed.
and I'm gonna get too hot, and I'm gonna be sweating. I'm gonna be like, I need some air, and I'm gonna unzip it, and the next thing you know, I'm gonna wake up with my chest.
You
hurt.
never had it cold in your
I bought a
house.
chain from Jacob.
You never had it cold in your house, and then you put a blanket on or something, and it's like the perfect feeling because it's cold, but then you have the warm. That's what it's like.
Yeah, that's for
what
a
it's like.
nap. But if I sleep, I'm gonna fall out of that cover and wake up cold because I sleep well. So it'd have to be like it'd have to be the blanket, the like pocket you're in, the sleeping bag would basically have to be like bedsides, and I can roll around in it and have room.
You can roll around in the sleeping bag. Like the sleeping bag will roll with you.
No, but that's not how. But when you must not sleep well, because when you sleep well, you want to stay within your covers and you want to rotate your whole body. You're not okay. You just need room to move to navigate.
You sound like you hating on the Ice Hotel. You sound like I sent
Chanel
Chanel a message.
It looked and sounded terrible.
When I was watching this show, I sent Chanel a message and I said, "You are Carol." This is what I sent Chanel. And look at her. Hating on the Ice Hotel just like Carol.
I hated it. It was terrible.
Helen and Carol staying there, and Carol's just complaining about everything, just like Chanel. Why is it cold? The bed's made out of ice. What am I supposed to do? They even show the Northern Lights, which is supposed to be like one of the most beautiful things that you can possibly see. And Carol says, "This looks like a screensaver." That's what she said.
Okay. To be fair, that there are screensavers inspired by the Northern Lights, and I feel like I've seen Northern Lights so many times. People try to show me on camera, and I do fear I might be underwhelmed if I ever see them in real life. I really fear that I'll look and be like, this shit do look like a Vista screensaver.
I'm not even going to go there. And then on top of that, Carol's looking for a cell phone. By the way, in real life, you can keep your cell phones there for a while, but when you sleep, you got to put your cell phones in a warm place. Like they have like lockers and stuff. You got to put your cell phones where it's warm so they don't freeze to death overnight. She's looking for a cell phone, and she's like, why? And she's like, I want to see what Val said. And Helen's like, oh, I already got the message. She's like, yeah, what about it? And she's like, you made the list. And Carol's like, oh. We're talking about the New York Times bestsellers list, by the way. And Carol's response is like, oh, where on the list did I make it? I'm like, what are you talking about? You made the Helen's like, aren't you excited? You can't be happy you made the list? She's like, where on the list did I make it? And Helen's like, top 20. And she goes, where are the top 20?
She goes like closer to 11 or closer to 20, which is
what are we doing?
That's actually real. Because top 20 could be 21. You could be telling me top 20, I'm actually 21, which is still great. And I do think we need to get out of our ranking mentality, but I get, especially if she used to be higher or like has been super high on the list before, like maybe she's been top 10, top 20 can feel a little bit like losing, which is really an unhealthy way to look at it, but I'm just acknowledging it.
This is not the time to be talking about that. That's the point. They're supposed to be having a romantic getaway, and she's worried about where her ranking is in the top 20.
I mean, she's a power lesbian. She's like, she's working hard and she wants to do well.
By the way, did you know that Apple released her book? Did you see that in real life?
I love that. But you know what the problem is? Somebody's job who's probably not to author a book probably had to do an extra side job to go find a ghostwriter. Like that probably is not a job they created. That's probably somebody on the TV crew had like a side job figuring that shit out for Apple.
Blood Song of Wicaro.
And that shit probably Wicaro. Remember how they did at the book thing?
Oh, Wicaro.
No, you remember, Brandon, do you watch the show? Remember when they did the book reading and the guy over the intercom said it wrong and all the women corrected him?
Oh, no, I didn't even pay attention to that.
We just did that. When you watch, are you like fast forwarding?
No.
Because I feel like there will be detail, but you know what? It's because I'm watching. I'm giving it a really intense watch, and that's why you need to balance the perspectives. Because Brandon's looking at big picture, and I'm really here for the details.
That's right.
But anyway, yeah. So it's I could 100% see that book actually, not even 100%. That book's going to the New York Times bestseller. So this actually was a great idea.
So they have only released an 11-page chapter excerpt so far.
Yeah.
So Chanel's
I
going to
can
read the
imagine.
11 pages and she's going to get back to us next
No, that's
episode
not my thing.
about the
That's not my
11
thing. That's
pages.
what's more likely is that you'll read it before you ever watch Weapons or him,
I mean, it's 11 pages. You can read that in like
or you'll
2
finish
minutes.
or before you finish you. I'm just tired of these lingering deadlines on these shows. Let's get this stuff watched.
Then they look at the review. They look at the view, and Carol is trying to pretend to be into it, but she's clearly just miserable. She's just a miserable
Poor
person.
babes.
We cut to present day, and this time they got real pilots flying the plane. And the pirate lady calls on the phone and is like, Carol, is there anything you need? Like, you good? You don't want to come sit up front? She's like, I'm good. And then the pilots get on the mic and they basically do the whole real pilot thing to her and was like, these bodies have flown over a combined 4,000 hours in this exact plane. They are two of the best flyers in the world. And so they've got real pilots to make Carol feel better. And pirate lady comes up to ask Carol if she needs anything. She doesn't. By the way, one thing you find out about this episode, we might as well start calling Carol Karen because she's totally, can I speak to your manager? Her whole get down is, can I speak to your manager?
It's Karen. So she's not so much a Karen. She's let me think. She's a Megan. No, I need a better name. She's like I see her having the kids who have really interracial friends. And like she's not the Karens are particularly racist, like they rage against Black people. I see her as more of like a Megan or a Sarah. Like I haven't coined the phrase yet, but I need her to be, she's more progressive. Like she speaks up on other people's behalf. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
she's a Karen. She's a Karen in a restaurant. That's not a race thing. I want to talk to your manager. I don't think
she's a Karen. But that's the thing. I don't think she's a Karen. I don't think she's the type to talk to her manager because you did something wrong with her food. She's the type to just like not eat her food and just be like, fuck it, I don't care. And then Helen would be like, no, we should get the manager. And she'd be like, no, I don't care. She would just make a big deal about it. She's a Karen in the sense that like she would, okay, so like say her son's on a basketball team and one of the Black kids on the team gets fouled, she would cuss the ref out on behalf of that Black kid. That's not even her kid. That's a evolution of Karen that I want to give her more credit.
We'll get into it this episode. Maybe she's a Carol. How about that? She's a Carol.
I'll give you. She's a Carol.
So the pilot lady comes. It's like 5 episodes. It's like 5 examples in this episode. I'll get to. The pirate lady comes to her. Like, do you want anything? Do you need anything? You want some food, some coffee, anything? No, get the fuck away from me. Basically, pirate lady's like, all right. Goes back to her spot. Soon as she gets back to her seat, Carol hits the fucking flight attendant button for her to come back. She was just there. And so she comes back, and then Carol wants to know about the non-English speakers and wants to know if any of them were medical doctors or scientists. And so Pirate Lady starts going through all of them. None of them are medical doctors or scientists. And she's like, well, you forgot one. What about the guy in Paraguay? And she says, he only speaks Spanish. She's kind of new, so we don't know everything about him, but we just kind of got in contact. He's like, I want to talk to him. And she's like, all right, do you want to talk to him now? And so they go to the front where they have the phones, and she calls him. And this is another example. The first example was the flight attendant button. She calls him, and he hangs up. And then every time, she's like, call him back. Call him back.
Well,
call him back.
Okay, so hold on. See, this is not fair. Call one, he doesn't answer. So he thinks I'm y'all. He thinks I'm the Borg. He thinks I'm joined. He thinks I'm trying to bother him. I understand that. Let's call him back. Maybe if we call him persistently, I'll get him and he'll realize it's not it. So the second time he answers and she barely gets a chance to say anything because he thinks that she's Borg again. So hangs up. The third time he cusses her out and she's like, huh. So then the fourth time, she's like, I just don't even want to talk to him. I just want to cuss back at him, which I actually think is going to be in her favor because he's going to recognize there's someone like him who called him back to cuss him out. they have to be like him for them to even do that, right? Because like the join can't cuss at you. So I think that actually was a good thing that she cussed at him, and she probably got through to him better than had she been like, "Hola, señor, quiero hablar." He maybe wouldn't have.
You
Believed
are
it, but now he
pretending
knows
like
there's
she
somebody
did
out
that
there.
as some type of strategic
It
operation.
doesn't matter. I'm telling you
No.
why the writing is good and why this is,
Yes.
but why that's a great choice of it as a character because
Well,
it's going to
yeah.
set us up for them. Yeah.
But
like,
I'm
I mean,
talking about her being a Carol.
If you called me and I said, give me some peace, leave me alone, click, would you not call me back and say, suck your mother? Would you not?
No.
You should. You should stand
No.
up for yourself more.
No, it's not stand up for yourself. It's I'm bothering you. How am I get mad? I'm bothering you and you telling me stop bothering me. And then I get mad that you told me to stop bothering me.
Why would a human being reach out to another human being during the apocalypse? Oh man, let me just leave you alone so you can watch your shows. Sorry that I made contact with the last other human on Earth.
Is it the apocalypse? Everything seems nice to me. There's no crime. There's no danger. They're conserving energy. There's no pollution.
Mean it's not the end of the world, bro.
The world's still moving. Hospital's still running. Golden Girl's still on.
They still had medical care in the damn Walking Dead. I blinked on it so bad. They still had doctors with knowledge. They still had fucking Last of Us. They still got society. So
yeah,
I don't think
this world really looks like the Last of Us in the Walking Dead world.
I'm telling you that it's a version of an apocalypse, and so God forbid the last two sane people, the last two unjoined, want to say hi to each other.
There's 6 more unjoined. There's 12 unjoined.
But they prefer to be joined. Those are people who will take the vaccine as soon as they can. You only got 2 motherfuckers on Earth who are like, hey, leave me out of it. So that's all I'm saying is like, don't the price of community is inconvenience. You know that, Brandon?
So you all see Chanel will bother someone. They say, don't bother me. Why the fuck you say don't bother me?
Last person on Earth with you, I'm coming. We're gonna be best friends. Stop. Nope. Please don't get on my nerves.
Your best friend's right there, the pirate lady. So then.
No, because that person is everyone in the world. You can't be best friends with everyone in the world. You can't tell her half a secret. Everybody on Earth. Can you imagine telling me a little bit? Like you told me a little bit about your life and everyone else in the world knows immediately. But not only that, they coddle you about it. They're like, Brenda, I'm so sorry. Your dad yelled at you. Like that. Like you hear that when you get on the bus.
That's ultimate therapy.
Shut up. You really want to be joined. I would definitely be Carol and you would definitely be the dude on the plane. We already
That's
what's his name? Lavoisier?
No, it's not Cavassier.
What was it? It was French. LaSalle. La Fontaine.
Y'all see this racism, right? I just want the listeners.
That's not racism. I'm naming French things.
Oh, okay. I'm going to name black things. LaWanda, Jamal, Tyrone.
You mean Black American traditional names? Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay, let a white person do that and see what you say.
But you are aware. You're culturally aware. You didn't meet.
You're clearly not French culturally aware. You don't even know they like celebrity culture.
I didn't say I was. I was just making a guess at a French name that I could think of. I'm saying you're making this about race. I'm trying to ask you what the man's name was.
It's Diabate.
Le Creuset. Oh, Diamante. Got it. Diamante. Mind you,
no, Diabate.
That's also a Diamante or Vante?
Diabate.
If you want to make it Monte or Vante,
Bate with a B.
Wait. Okay, but listen to me. If you want to make it Diamante or Diamante, now we found an intersection of French and African American.
Back home in New Mexico, Pirate Lady drops her off, but tells Carol they got something for her. And it's basically like, we went through all your mail. We intercepted your mail. Here go your mail. Like mail matters.
Mind you, federal offense.
So she goes through her mail, and it's a bunch of bullshit. And then she gets to a box. And she opens the box. And by the way, the facial expressions in this show are so great. The face acting in the show is so fantastic. It gets me every time. Like this casting Rhea Seehorn for this is like the perfect casting. She plays this character, I mean, Vince Gilligan said he wrote this for her. It's clearly
I did.
obvious he wrote this for her. It's
She's
clearly
so
and obvious.
surly.
She wrote this for her. So Carol goes and finds that in the box it's a Theragun. And Carol picks up the phone and calls the pirate lady, and she's like,
what the fuck?
How'd you know this was for me? And she's like, well, Helen ordered it for you. You know, you guys had looked at it in the airport or somewhere. You said it was too expensive. So she went online and bought it for cheaper. And she wanted to get it for you as a homecoming present when you got back home because you've been so stressed out and on one. And Carol's like, yeah, you know what? All the memories you got about Helen, forget about them. All right. Throw them out the window. Burn them. Delete them. All right. Delete them out of your system. I don't want you mentioning her again. Only I get to remember her. Okay. Not you. Her memory belongs to me. All right. There we go again. It's mine. Only me. Now, I get this one. I understand this from an emotional standpoint, but it's very consistent with her character. She's about me. What is it about me?
I mean, yeah, but she's healing. Like, I mean, she's in mourning, and
That's
I
what I
think
said. I
that
get this
is-
one.
No, yeah, okay, yeah. This is like the main one that makes all the sense to me because, like, I'm sure, like, she can't be sure. Actually, I was gonna say I'm sure that it's true, but I actually am not. She can't be sure that they didn't force her memories from her before Helen died. Like, how did they told her, oh, she was happy to do it, but we don't actually know what that process is like. So, this is the one where it's fair for sure.
4 days and 12 hours post-outbreak, Carol's watching the Golden Girls. Did you know that was the Golden Girls, Chanel?
You're teetering onto disrespect.
Well, I'm just asking.
You think I don't recognize the Golden Girls?
I mean, the Golden Girls
You think I
ended
don't know a
before you
Rose
were
and Island
born.
story? You think I don't know a good Rose and Island story? So here's the thing. I've literally told you. I'm not gonna take it personally. Okay. I don't have to defend myself or explain anything. But I grew up watching classic TV. And when I was young, oops, that didn't need that. When I was young, I used to go to my grandma's house when I was sick. And so I watched all the old shows that used to be on basic cable. And then that gave me a taste for shows. So I went back to watch the classics when I got older. But none of that actually even matters because Golden Girls is simply just one of the best shows ever made. There's no real I actually think I've done a Golden Girls binge. I think during the pandemic, I watched every episode.
It is a fantastic show. And Dorothy's
Yeah,
better.
rest in peace.
Dorothy's better
Rest in
than
peace
Rose.
to my girls. Which there's no compare. You don't need to do that. They're all beautiful.
Dorothy's the goat.
Which one? Oh, so do you think you're Dorothy?
I'm Dorothy.
You think you're Dorothy?
Yes, I'm Dorothy.
You think you're Dorothy, but you might be Sophia.
No, I'm not. No, I'm Dorothy.
I'm just telling you from the outside looking in, you think you're Dorothy, but other people who are around you might think of you as Sophia. I'm just letting you know that so that you can be aware of the social dynamics that are at play. I'm very clearly a Blanche. There's really no getting around it.
That's that is correct. There's no
I'm a
getting
Blanche
around
with
that.
right, because she's the secret goat. She's low-key the fun one. She's the OG Samantha. She lived her life. She was a dutiful wife, and then her husband, may he rest in peace, he passed away, and now she's out here hoeing for she's enjoying retirement.
Enjoying retirement is a good way to describe that. I like that term.
But anyway, yes, I know who the fuck the Golden Girls are.
Okay, I had to check. You always got to check.
You think not only that, but I know a decent amount of Betty White's catalog.
Listen, you got to check. Okay, it's just part of the old person duty.
Picture it. I have an asthma attack. I'm 9. I go to my grandma's house.
Look, you didn't know rock
in the heat of the night.
So how am I supposed to know?
Okay.
How am I supposed to know which ones you know and which ones you don't know?
Well, was rock as popular as Golden Girls?
Well, with black people.
Is rock a show that anyone in my life would be like, hey, you got to watch this? Like, all these shows are based on this.
Ask your mama if she watched rock. I bet you the answer is yes.
Okay.
Ask her. We'll revisit that next week. So we see a red car pull off and something was dropped off at Carol's doorstep, and it's a nice cooked breakfast. Carol leaves it there, goes back and calls the board. And Carol wants to know what's with the food. And she was like, we got you this exact same meal from this Airbnb that you went and stayed at. And she said, your fridge is bare. You don't got shit in there. And they kind of list what's in the refrigerator. And she says, I thought I told you Carol was off limits. And she's like, we didn't get this from Carol. You hired some maids like a couple weeks ago to
Yeah,
clean
like,
your fucking house.
It's well known that you ain't been to the store. Like anybody could say you ain't got no shit. Honestly, I could have told you what was in her fridge. She seems like the type of chick who don't keep her fridge stocked, and that's not a a hit on her. It's just like you've been on tour.
And this is another Chanel moment. Carol then, out of pettiness and spite, she goes and dumps the food in the trash can, goes in the fridge to eat the little bit of shit that she has, sees that she has some oat milk, picks it up, shakes it, and says, shows what you fuckers know is 3/4 of a carton, not a half. That's you. That is you. You would do that. Oh, you said I had a half a quart of milk? It's actually 3/4 of a quart of milk. Assholes. Carol then drives to Sprouts, which is a great grocery store, to go shopping. And she gets in there and there's nothing in there. And of course, once again, she calls the manager. Why come there's nothing in my fucking Sprouts? And they say,
okay, now this is where I'm gonna agree with you from here, because at some point she's gonna have to just start looking around and being like, all right, every time I ask for something, they do it. They don't quabble, squabble, or quibble. I just put squabble and quibble together. They don't ask about like how much or how soon do you need it. They don't, you know what I mean? Because they're not like trying to manage this with making dinner tonight. Like they're here for me. So she needs to really start thinking about the requests that she makes and what she's actually asking for. Like she's like you literally have unearthed the genie that will give you unlimited wishes. Stop saying, I wish you would shut the fuck up. Like stop saying, I wish everyone would die. Like stop saying stuff.
and they say, well, we thought it'd be a good idea to consolidate resources, important things, medicine, certain foods, things like that, so that it can be distributed better. And then Carol says, I don't want you waiting on me hand and foot. I'm an independent person. I just want my Sprouts back. And they said, well, we can do that.
Which is like not, by the way, mind you, that's having the infrastructure that already does the work to get the farmers to plant the seeds and ship it out to the store, and then the store workers to put it out there for you to pick and choose is not independence. I don't know. And that's where she's a little bit Karen, because in her mind, the fact that she can pick out, like, knock on the watermelons herself makes her independent. When the truth is
no,
that,
I don't
like,
think that's what she meant. She meant like,
I know
I
that
can,
she
no,
meant
she
like,
meant
I
like,
can do it for myself.
no, she meant like, I can cook my own food. I don't need you to cook it for me. That's what she was referring
to. But what she's missing is that, like, there's so much interdependence that we have in community and society that, like, there is nothing you can do for yourself really unless you live completely disconnected off the grid, because otherwise there is something you need. And so I think sometimes her stubbornness is making her be like, almost like, as we see, her stubbornness makes her actually make them do more work, because
the
it
effort
does make sense to consolidate.
She's like, can I get a time frame? Like, can I come back later this week or this weekend? And she says, and it's like a 5-second pause, and they say, we're on our way. And the next thing you know, you see like 18-wheelers pulling up, and like 500 Borg show
Everybody
up to restock this fucking store for her. And I'm like, the effort to do this is so much more than making you a fucking meal.
Then it's worth it. So much more than one, and then it's going to spoilage, right? Like, you're not going to eat all this fucking food. Two, you could have said, I would like my Sprouts back within reason, so everyone else can eat or whatever, right? Like, because they've told you that all the food is being conserved for everyone else, so that means that you can assume everybody else is eating well and nourished.
Well, it looks like the people still have to eat and drink. Like the board, they still got to eat and drink.
Right, that's my point. But they do it in a way where they do it in it's communism. Like, everyone has enough food. It's theoretical communism, right? Like, or is it socialism?
No, that's not social.
Anyway, the point is that everyone has enough food, and so they've stored it together to get to. Yeah, they've taken away your idea of individualism or like your idea of independence, but the reality is that it is a better distribution of resources for people to just be able to go in, get their food, walk out. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is yes, like she, instead of qualifying and saying, "Can I just get the fresh fruits back?" or "Can I whatever?" She says, "I want my entire store back," knowing good damn well they're about to go and stock the whole store, and you're not going to eat the whole store. So that's when you
I
need
don't
just
think
to be
she
a little bit.
realized they were going to do this
But
in
I
this
need her to
manner.
start to realize it because maybe, but like that's what I'm saying about the genie. Like you just said, I want my sprouts back. You didn't say I want the groceries I usually buy. I want the whatever. Like it could have been so many different variations, but instead she goes, I want it all back. They're not okay. They're like they've been listening to you this whole time, sis, if you actually think about it. So this was her first kind of like example of be careful what you wish for.
The first guy that shows up is so nice. It says, "Carol, can we get by, please?" This trips me out every time. It's so fucking funny. This show is
Yeah,
funny.
they're happy to do it. They're happy to do it for her.
This show is funny. Oh, we got a message from I am Ampy, who's catching up. I'm watching from the beginning, so I'm about 30 minutes behind, but I hope y'all having a great day. Well, you'll hear this when you get to us. Thank you for watching.
Thank you so
Catching up.
much. Welcome to the chat. Thanks for being here.
So later that day, 2 hours later, that's how long this took. 2 hours later, the entire store is stocked and ready for her to shop. And then they all just leave.
Honestly, but 2 hours is actually insane.
Yeah.
Like they really are Hivemind because like that level of court, you couldn't get everybody who works for a Sprouts organization to do something in 2 hours if you had them all in a room together.
No, you can do it. You know how I know you could do it? Because you ever seen the people who work at arenas work? Like when they have a basketball game and then the next day they have a hockey game and then they have a concert and they're just boom, done. Set up the hockey
that's a fact.
And
I wonder what makes them the best people in hospitality. Because what I'm trying to say is like, people work really quickly on planes to clean planes in between flights. Are they going as hard as these people did for this lady to get her sprouts back? Like, I think there's a motivation challenge when normal humans do it, when unjoined humans do it. Like, yeah, I just think what I'm trying to say is you can increase the volume of unjoined humans.
Is that your woke term? Unjoined? The unjoined? It's your woke terminology?
For Pluribus, the non-pluribi, like you could get them in a room, but that doesn't mean they're going to work as efficiently as restocking a whole. That mean because that was when I say like the shelves, the bottom shelves, top shelf was all everything was in its place, like looking like a real Sprouts. I can just only imagine from like a production point of view how fucking long this takes and why this show is so expensive.
Do they got Sprouts in Detroit?
They had Sprouts in Austin when I lived there.
Yeah, I thought it was a Southwest thing. I haven't seen it anywhere else except in the Southwest.
Before we move on, though, there was another comment. Can we bring that up?
No, I don't see it.
I see a second comment.
There's no comment from me. I don't know what you're talking about.
On the chat, I can read it then if you're not able to see it. Oh, hey, wow, so cool. It says, I'm with Chanel. The Nicki 5-star drop would fit well. That's so interesting how you hadn't seen that until I called it out.
Well, they didn't get to my part yet. They're behind. They didn't hear my suggestion. So once they hear my suggestion, then they'll make a.
I think they heard you say which one would they like, and they answered. That's so interesting.
They didn't get there yet.
Wow. Okay.
So
Little Wayne.
Later that night, she wanted her whole Sprouts back to get a fucking TV dinner. Is what it looked like to me.
That's what I'm saying. She's being funny. Like at that point, that's it makes sense. Like, why not just say, all right, where the food at? I'm gonna come. If you're really independent, where the food at? I'm gonna come through and shop. Can I just come through and grab what I need? Like,
then I think part of that, to be fair to her, she wants some sense of normalcy. So it's normal for her to go in the grocery store and shop.
Totally get it. But now she's shopping solo in a grocery store by herself.
I wonder if she paid for it. I wonder if she swiped. She probably the type that would have swiped her card.
Yeah, that wouldn't work. Like everything was just beep, beep, beep. Yeah. It'd say unlimited funds. It reminds me of like during my Stranger Things rewatch, there's an episode where 11 goes in to get Eggos and is giving like it's giving ET. You know, it's giving that's what it's called, right? ET. It's not ET phone home. It's just ET. And so they're like, you got to pay for that. And she's like, fuck off. And basically uses her powers to just walk out the store. That's what it reminded me of. And then that reminds me of the debate I had with my mom as a quick side thing. She was like, this reminds me so much of ET. Wow. And I was like, yeah, but like, that's kind of a, like, this is better than ET. It's kind of hard to compare this
What
to
is this?
ET.
This show? Pluribus?
Stranger Things.
Oh, Stranger Things. Well, yeah.
And I'm like, how can you have ET where it was a man in a melted suit rolling around on his knees and compare that to the technology we have in the 2020s to display demogorgons and extra and parakinetic abilities and MK Ultra? Like, how can you?
Adam West Batman is better than Robert Pattinson's The Batman, and they didn't have the technology.
That's mainly because Batman's hand in hand. If Batman was telekinetic, we would definitely have a different opinion of any stunts you saw in 87, 89.
No, not 89. Adam West Batman.
Who's that? 1974? I don't give a
66.
Fuck. 1966.
Right, 1966. Batman. Seen every episode.
The only Adam West I know is Mayor Adam West. I hate to tell you that.
I know, because
Adam West I went to school with. Shout out to him.
Typical Gen Z.
Because I'm a Black woman in America, and I don't really follow all the like white culture stuff that you like overhype.
Because Batman is totally not just like
so
across. It's totally not cross culture.
It's very niche. Well, I mean, honestly, you should boycott. We should boycott until we get a Black Batman.
No, we shouldn't get a Black Batman. Batman should not be Black.
The whole narrative. You're right. The whole story. No,
his whole story would not work if he was Black.
Could.
No, it couldn't.
Atlanta.
No, it couldn't in Atlanta. No,
he could have millionaire parents that get killed on
it wouldn't have
Street, and then he has to take over the strip club empire and secretly uses that as his lair to go fight crime and go get Zans off get fake perks off the street.
No, wouldn't work. Couldn't work.
I think I just wrote a banger remake. I think actually let's put Batman 2 on pause and let's get Batman Easton Lerner. Let's get Batman in the 6. Let's get it right. Let's get cranky on that writing.
I would watch that show, but that's not Batman. But I would watch that show. That sounds like fun.
That's a banger I just came up with.
So then she's still watching the Golden Girls and her power went out. And she walks outside and she sees that it's like a blackout.
Like, are you fucking kidding? Mind you, the Borg that you don't want to fuck with is running the power. Like, they're taking care of the grid right now. Like,
well, she doesn't know that yet.
Yeah,
but then we get this scene of her being a Carol.
Hello, Carol. So sorry to.
Look how pouty her face is. Look at that. It's fucking perfect.
Hello, Carol. So sorry to startle you. We didn't mean to do that.
Why are you turning off the lights?
Yes, we know. It was a mistake. We had a little problem isolating your branch circuit. But they're back on now, right? The lights at your house?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Why are you turning them off everywhere else?
Tell me that's not, I need to talk to your manager energy. That's exactly what this is. She's a Carol.
For conservation. Just the ones that aren't necessary, which are, well, most of them.
What, lights aren't necessary for you guys? You just see in the dark?
Oh, no, not at all. It's just that there's no crime to prevent, and we're not working at night, except for essential operations. Water treatment, hospitals, things like that.
Right, so it's more of your efficiency.
Yes. You donated twice to the Sierra Club, so we felt you'd understand. If you'd like, we'd be happy to restore the rest.
She's like, you donated to conservation of energy, so I thought you'd be cool.
That's hilarious. You gave $1.70 to a guy on a corner one time, so we thought you would understand us rehousing, like building this rehousing unit. Like, can you imagine if everything you gave money to people, like everyone knew? Would you be embarrassed if the Borg knew about your OnlyFans balance?
No, not at all.
Because you're proud of it.
Very
you're proud of how much you invest in it. Okay,
very
that's
proud.
What I was curious about.
I mean, I support women. I don't know about you. Art. You only support respectable women. I don't do respectability politics. I don't believe in that. I support women. That's the difference between me and you. I'm sorry.
No,
Lights.
screw it. Leave him off. Who gives a shit?
Carol, is there anything we could do to cheer you up?
Cheer me up. Why? I'm fine. I'm so happy. There is nothing wrong with me that a fucking hand grenade wouldn't fix. You got one of those? Because I think that would be the perfect topper for the greatest week in human history.
What? She's so miserable. That's so great. She didn't even take a second to like enjoy anything. I can see you getting to this point, but I feel like this would have happened to me. I'd have been like, oh, I'm about to do some shit I never thought I could have done. And then it would have hit me like, this is fucked up. But I probably would have done like, went on some trip or asked for something that I've always wanted or something crazy like that. And then like fell into this. She just immediately fell into like, I'm fucking miserable. We got another comment from Chill. Carol is depressed and a Karen. No matter what she does, she has to rely on them, and the show needs to stop dragging this aspect. She can't be this slow. Well, we find that out at the end. I think by the end of this episode, she's caught on.
That's what I'm saying. No, I agree. Appreciate y'all. Like, I do think her trying to like, it is really performative almost of like, yeah, like I'm going to hate you guys. And it's like, who are you doing this for? Cause it's not for them and it's not for us and it's not for the nigga in Paraguay. So it's like, you know.
Well, they tell her later why, cause she's spiraling. That's what Pirate Lady says.
Who is she doing it for? She hasn't sat and thought about it. But mind you, like, we're 4 days in. She had a drinking problem before this started, let alone now. So I'm not actually that mad at her and confused. It's just in terms of, it's also very interesting because we are being very hard on a show that's only giving us 3 hours of content and it's literally a brand new concept that like no one's ever seen before. And we're like, come on, lady, get on.
Oh, I'm not. I'm loving this show.
I'm saying we as like a people because
that's y'all critics.
Feeling. Yeah, exactly. The critics, the people who like people whose opinions matter. We are, yep. And so no, I realize how hard I'm being on this show because this truly is like a completely new concept. Like very few ideas are novel, and this is a novel concept. And we're already like comparing it to what we would do, and oh, I wouldn't do this, so turn it off, kind of thing. So very interesting. I think what it says about us that we don't think we would take 3 times as long as any character on TV to adjust to shit.
Oh no, I would have been like Diabate for a little bit. That'd have been the first week, the first few days. I'd have been like, yo, let me go here. I'm trying to go there. I'm trying to go to this resort, make me these nice meals. I'm trying to play video games for a few hours and I had to worry about some shit. Like all of that. So she so after this, I wrote, they're gonna bring her ass a grenade. I know it. This is what I wrote in my notes. And then
we all knew it because, mind you, was she clearly being sarcastic and talking shit? Yes, but is there a part of us that could imagine that she actually would want to die by hand grenade?
So she sits down and turns the Golden Girls. Oh no! Before that, she takes some Xanax and she was about to drink some water. She says, "Fuck it." And takes the Xanax with vodka. And I was like, that's not a good idea, buddy. And she sits down, turns the Golden Girls back on, and then turns the volume like crazy loud for some reason. Like so loud you can hear it outside the fucking house. Because the Pirate Lady shows back up later that night. She can hear the Golden Girls from outside. And she rings the doorbell. Carol puts it on pause, comes to the door, and she brought her a fucking hand grenade. And she says, we thought you were being sarcastic, but we didn't want to take the chance. And Carol was like, can y'all drink? And so I was like, okay, look at Carol trying to make friends. So Carol invites her in for a drink. And Pirate Lady comes in. And her face, I should have took a screenshot of this. Her face was so good. She looked like the most interesting man in the world. With her like just sitting there, leaned back with her legs crossed, with her drink in her hand, just spitting out facts about vodka and whiskey and how they got their name and what's so good about this whiskey and what it and how it made it with like corn and a touch. It has actually like, she goes, oh, they used alkaline in this. Can you taste it? I was like, this is so great. This is so good. This movie, that wouldn't be interesting to you. You know how, look, I am a person who loves knowledge. I go on YouTube and watch and I read a ton of articles most of my day is like reading articles, when I'm like not working and stuff. It's like reading articles and watching legitimate YouTube videos, not the
And
misinformation.
skipping over the stuff Chanel is asking
And
me to
learning
watch.
about stuff. Like I watched a video the other day about like what we're actually building. Like the one thing that we're actually doing, even in this administration, that kind of blows my mind with the rest of the world is like all of the astronomical like the NASA programs across the world are working together right now to build a base on the moon that we all participate in. So Europe, China, United States, like we're all actually working together to do that now.
Just so we can fight on the moon again.
And so like the technology that's going involved to like do that and stuff, like it's like super crazy. So like if I had access to the smartest people in the world, you know how I could get years of just talking and learning about shit. Like just years of just talking and learning about shit that would just be so fascinating to me. It's like having YouTube in your house as a person. You can just ask them anything. It'd be so fascinating. And so she's telling her all this, and Carol doesn't give a shit about any of this stuff. She doesn't care about any of this knowledge that she's getting. So you know Carol don't listen to KRS-One. You know that, right? She don't listen to KRS-One.
I would be surprised if she knows who KRS-One is or if I said Boogie Down, I think she would just stare at me.
Well, maybe. I don't know. People, look, white people of that age, they kind of grew up on rap. You notice that with people of that age group.
Rap.
Yeah, they kind of grew up on that.
Does that mean she's down with? Okay, we'll see. BDP, I don't know.
Carol asked a great question though. If you have a drink, does everybody in the world get drunk? Is there
get drunk? That was a strong question.
Is there some 6-year-old in Sri Lanka that's fucking off his ass right now? Is what she said. And she says, no, that's not how it works. And she said, so she keeps giving her facts. And Carol says, oh, so did you learn this before or after stealing it out of somebody's brain? And then she goes, how long before you guys turned me? And they said, well, we're working around the clock. It could take a couple weeks, a month or longer.
Basically, they haven't figured this shit out. That's what I need to know. And I just wanted to give myself credit before you go to this clip, that I remembered the name of KRS-One's group. And I was
proud of, you know what? You're absolutely correct. That did surprise me. Boogie Down Productions, is not, I did not have it on my bingo card. I just didn't have it. You
need to stop underestimating me.
I didn't have that.
Every time you bet against me, you're going to lose.
I did not have that. So then we get this, why is this over here to the left? Then we get this clip.
We have a biological imperative.
You people make no goddamn sense. Do you know that? We want to make you happy, you say. Your life is your own, you say. An agency, I've got all this agency, but I mean, I guess I have agency just until I don't.
Look at her face, it's so good.
She's like, when you put it like that,
Carol,
you're like, fair enough.
If you were walking by a lake and you saw somebody drowning, would you throw him a life preserver? Of course.
That would have triggered you,
Squeeze me?
If somebody said that to you in reference to you,
here's the thing. I wouldn't have picked up the reference. I would have been like, you're right, I probably would do that. But what does that have to do with me? That would be my follow. I'd be like, well, how does that apply to this situation? I don't swim.
You would.
So I was like,
you wouldn't think, you wouldn't wait, you wouldn't try to get consensus on it. You just throw it.
So now I'm drowning?
You just don't know it.
You're drowning, you just don't know it.
Again, but drowning is an inalienable right. Like, that's her right to drown if she wants to. The government should be there to help her if she wants resources, and otherwise let her do her thing. If she's not a harm to others or herself technically, which I guess she is about to harm herself, yeah, let her rock. That's kind of the whole point.
Yeah, but she is harming herself.
How?
Taking Xanax and vodka.
Well, then I'm confused because doctors prescribe that.
Doctors do not
vodka's
prescribe Xanax. The doctors do not describe. Oh, you know what? Take three Xanax at 8 o'clock with 2 cups of vodka.
I'm saying that she has medical access to the Xanax, and she has free, unfettered. She can buy as much vodka. If she wanted to spend her whole check on vodka, she could. So if you really care about, well, I guess maybe this is more of an indictment on our actual government than on the joint. But yeah, like
I can buy peanut butter and mayonnaise from the store. It doesn't mean I should put it on the same sandwich.
Now, say that you do though. That is your American right. That's what they
No, it actually is. Actually, it should be banned. It should be banned, actually.
Well, and you know what? We should have a democratic.
They should send ICE to do that.
That would decide that.
If the Trump administration sent ICE around the world, around the country to stop people from doing terrible food decisions. No, not just PB and mayo, but horrible food decisions, right? Like people who dip fries in ice cream. Like that.
Let me tell you, no, fries and a Frosty actually is not. Now, fries and ice cream, I don't know. Fries and a Frosty is what it's made for.
No, it's not. That's disgusting. Ice should come get you.
This is the problem. This is a slippery slope because you might want ice to go to people who put French fries in their ice cream. I want ice to round up all the people who put sugar in their grits.
Yeah, same thing. So, if Trump was doing that, I'd be cool with ice.
But here's what you're missing. But the people who put sugar in their grits think I'm the psycho for putting salt in mine. Do you see what I'm saying?
No,
it would become civil war.
No, it wouldn't, because this is an objective truth. You're making an argument for an irrational argument. I'm assuming.
Who decides which foods are gross?
I'm assuming that ice is rational. So I'm having ice go do rational things.
Right. But this is where the point I make is that we start with rational, and then it gets into whoever's in power. If they do sugar or salt, that's going to fuck up half of the community. You know what I'm saying? Just on the arbitrary, like, I disagree with you. And so we need bipartisan grits politics, or this will never work. And then, anyway, I'm just saying it just will never work.
You put mayonnaise on your PB&J. If ICE knocks on your door, I only got so much sympathy for you. That's all I can say.
But you're gonna alienate like 11 human beings by doing that. Like, I'm talking about in the how many people are there on Earth? Like billions?
No, but ICE only has jurisdiction here, so I can't worry about the rest of the world. Just here.
Right, but I'm saying, like, how many billions of people are there alive? Do you know?
There's 3 billion people.
3 billion people. So, like, out of the 11 people out of the 3 billion that eat peanut butter and mayo, we don't want them to not watch the podcast.
You got to go.
Okay,
you gotta go.
If you want PB and mayo, please don't stop listening to us.
You gotta go.
Brandon apologizes.
I don't. You gotta go.
I would break you out of jail. I would one battle after another you if Brandon came and swooped you up for PB and mayo. I would be disgusted, but I would save you because it's your right.
And then I would snitch.
Well, you people are brainwashed, is what you are. I mean,
you people.
What could possibly be so great about this mind meld of yours? Actually,
mind meld. Look at that. Another Star Trek reference. Yeah, Vince Gilligan clearly loves Star Trek. Clearly loves Star Trek. Mind meld is what what? I would what?
No, go ahead.
What?
Mind meld is what they call the Borg. I was just
mind meld is not what they call the Borg. Mind meld is what they call damn, like my brain just completely Vulcan. It's what the Vulcan do. It's the Vulcan, like Spock. Mm-hmm. They mind meld with you to like connect with you.
Yeah, I was just thinking back to how you said you would snitch, and I'm just like, so I realized in one battle after another, you would be Sean Penn. That's who you'd be in. You'd be a Christmas adventurer, yes, because you would be rounding up people for PB and mayo. And
I would. Yes, if Sean Penn was doing that, he'd be the hero of that movie. Yes,
you'd be chasing people down. You'd be kicking their doors over mayo.
Let me guess. It's all beautiful scenery, and you feel nothing but contentment. Just wave after wave of bliss and
I love her face. Look at that. It's so great. It's so great to me.
And
that would piss me off. Just someone smiling like
perfect.
That.
It's the supportiveness of it. It's like it's actually it's, I know this is going to sound untherapized, but like it's actually insulting that you want to support me so much because I didn't ask you for your sympathy.
See, just a miserable person. I'm here trying to save you.
It's like living inside a postcard every second of every day. Basically, it's every Rick Steve special ever, right? That kind of bullshit. Like you're taking a hike in the woods and there's a warm rain and the trees are so tall you can't even see the tops. Or you're having coffee on the canals in Amsterdam and it's like you're in a coffee commercial. Or you're taking a walk at sunset on the most flawless beach in Croatia. Or
Now, these are things that clearly actually happened in her life, is what's happening here with Helen.
you're in Norway above the Arctic Circle and
In a hotel made of ice.
Yeah, I mean,
Under a
obviously, I
pile of
already have
furs.
like I'm right here with you, sis. I hear you.
No, that's not. Code Knox is saying Brandon is joining the Hive. I didn't say I would join the Hive. I said I would.
No, he's.
I said I would enjoy the Hive. I didn't say I would join the Hive. I would
But
not
we're
be.
saying you would join. You would be like the one, like, don't leave me out. The next comment is what sent me. Because then he says Chanel's probably going to kill 3 million people. I think
Yes.
he means Brandon would be coming
No,
to check on me
he's
and
right.
I would cuss him out. And she means I would cuss you out and I would make everybody do a seizure and I would kill 3 million. I think that's what he meant.
Yes. Carol says, I thought I told you Helen was off limits. She grabs the grenade and says, you guys are a bunch of mind
makes no
fuckers.
sense.
This is not even real, and pulls the pin out. And
How
then,
would we know?
what?
Obviously, if they're going to bring you a real grenade, they're not bringing you props. She didn't say, sorry, it took me so long to bring you a prop from the local theater company. She went and brought you a grenade. This is probably from Stark Industries. Like, what are we doing?
And the pirate lady says, Carol, please hand me that. Very nice and succinct. And just throws it out the window and then knocks her down and it blows up. And she goes outside and she's bleeding bad and Carol cares. She tries to help her and the pirate lady say, help is coming. And we cut to the hospital and Carol's waiting outside the hospital because she cares about this woman. Clearly, even though she doesn't want to admit
she
it.
just threw a hand grenade that got this woman injured. So, like, I think even if that was her enemy, she probably would have followed them to the hospital.
And a nigga comes out in a DHL fit to talk to her with like the perfect bedside manner. Just perfect doctor bedside manner.
I do love the inclusion of like essential workers but they're doing everything. And I think the point here is that anyone can do anything if they get the opportunity, the access and the knowledge.
Yeah. That's very woke of you.
It's true. I think if everyone had the same level of access and then there was less shame about being dumb, people would feel way more comfortable being like, nah, that's not for me. I can't fly the planes, but I can like do surgery, or like, hey, I don't want to be a medical doctor.
I agree. There should be less stigma with people being dumb, but everyone does not have everyone's not born with the same level of intelligence. We just aren't.
Yeah. But because people think that people don't think of because people think that like some people are born with this and people aren't, which is technically like kind of eugenics. That's why people can take advantage of the system. And you have like the Dr. Death episodes of doctors who want to like cut into people because they got the qualifications and they look right. So people are like, oh yeah, let them do it. There's like inherent trust built into these systems of like, like prejudice. So if we remove that, you would probably have more good faith actors who are like, I just want to be a doctor. Please give me the skills to do it, versus like, I need to be from a family that has this money.
Oh, yeah, agreed. Yeah. And she says, Zosia's doing much better. No real nerve damage. She's got a small concussion. She's resting now. We're keeping an eye on it. She says, but Carol, your quick thinking saved the day. And,
first of all, that's not what happened.
And Carol wants to know, why the fuck did you give me a hand grenade? Why wasn't it fake? She says, if I asked for another one.
For a real one. And the Borg feels very autistic to me because that's exactly what I would say. I'd be like, what do you mean? Obviously, I get you a real one because you asked for one. That's something I wouldn't do this, but this is me-esque.
And Carol says, if I asked you for another one, would you bring me another one? And they were like,
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
She says, what if I asked for a bazooka? Yeah, we'd bring you a bazooka.
Uh-huh.
Oh, really? What if I ask for a tank?
Mhm.
Yeah, we'll
On the
get
way.
you a
You
tank.
want one right now?
I meant to
They're like,
clip this part
no,
because this part
they're
was
like,
so
no
funny.
limit. No limit is available. They
They
actually
do have
just
tanks.
did a con in Vegas, and they could be here in a matter of hours.
I meant to clip this part because it was so funny.
That's a reference to our recent episode where we recapped the
verses that you
No
didn't
Limit.
watch.
The verses. Yeah. I was
Yes.
just watching. I was watching our episode. That's how I know about our green room stuff, because I actually watched one of our episodes to see if we're funny.
You recapped the verses that you didn't watch.
And then that was the episode where I was trying to change my camera and it didn't make a difference. And I was like, this is hilarious, because if this is anyone's first episode, they're just seeing me like thump with the camera. But
By the way,
it's
look
great
at
to
this
sit
shit
down
now.
and watch your own.
Look at this. Public Enemy.
The Beatles.
Ice-T.
The Beatles.
These are called cassette tapes.
Taylor Swift.
No. These are cassette tapes.
Pluribus.
You probably never used a cassette tape, but in the 90s,
Shut the fuck
we
up.
had cassettes. I know you came from the privileged background. You probably had CDs before everybody else.
Shut
but
up. See,
I was using cassettes.
It's like you're saying that as a disrespect, but it's not. I had it in vogue on cassette tape. Bust that tape out.
So this part was so fucking funny.
Like,
Carol says, "What about an atom bomb?" And he says, "Why would you want one?" Which is a
he goes, yeah. What would you use it for? But he's like, but honestly, we would weigh the pros and cons. We try to.
No, you jumping ahead.
Yes or no.
She says, "I just want to blow shit up," and he says, "Well, we'd have to think about it." And Carol says, "No, it's okay to say no. I'd be okay if you said no." And he says, "Well, we would weigh the pros and cons. We'd explain to you why it's probably not a good idea." And Carol says, "Yes or no?" And he says, "Ultimately, yes. We would be reluctant, though. We would be reluctant to do it." And then he says,
if it makes you happy, that's all. We'll move heaven to earth.
And then he says, "Carol, would you like us to get you an atom bomb?" And she goes, "I'll get back to you on that." That's how the episode ends.
They're like, "Woo!" I think literally all 3 billion people minus 11 were like, everybody relaxed a little bit when she said that, because you know that all the join were like on standby, like, fuck, do we have to go get the bomb out of the lab? Like, how long will this take?
Yeah,
Somebody was already walking with their badge to scan in and go get the bomb out the lab.
Read that shit out.
From Chill, again, welcome to the chat. The DHL guy scene is such an amazing piece of TV. Agreed. The actor did do a great job. Agreed. Because there's so many emotions he showed. Like for his one scene, he killed it. DHL will deliver you a nuke if you want it. It's hilarious. That is great ad idea for DHL if they got a sense of humor.
Let me see if I can find that scene.
Humor.
Because I meant to clip it.
Sense of humor.
I meant to clip this
we can
because
get to a tank, but actually, right now in the middle of multiple genocides, it's probably not a good clip. But to be able to be like, we can get you a tank, we can get you a bazooka, we can get you a hand grenade, whatever you need. Call DHL. If we were in a less violent time, I would be like, oh, that's hilarious.
Let me see if I can get this scene because this actually was really funny.
Can you skip to the end though? I don't want to watch the whole scene.
I don't even know if you'll be able to hear this. We'll see. This is on the fly editing, folks.
So the reason why the acting is so good is because, again, like you think about like this character coming in for one scene, probably we might not ever see DHL guy again, and he has to convey the emotions of the entire joined in his face, but like the sincerity that they have.
You can't hear that, can you?
Being happy, doctor. No.
I didn't think you could. Okay.
But the sincerity that they have around, like, because after all that conversation about the bomb and the tanks and stuff, he goes, "Do you want coffee?" Like he's happy. He would be happy to get her coffee with oat milk.
Okay. Can you hear it now?
She's doing much better. There was some blood loss.
Okay, we can't get it. I thought I could get the sound. Oh,
It's
I know
okay
why you
because
can't get it. I got it.
our
I
earlier
got it.
clips are going to get us banned anyway, guys. I
No,
just want you to
we
know
ain't
if you
gonna get
ever
banned.
watch us, if you
Stop
ever
hating.
see that we streamed, if you ever see that we streamed and then all of a sudden it's not there and it gets reposted, it's because Brandon played a clip and Warner Brothers came immediately and said, take that shit down. Or if you ever watch something that's a 15-minute gap, it's because Brandon watched a whole episode and Warner Brothers was like, get the fuck out of here. That or HBO or who have you, Paramount, all the big guns.
How about now?
Rocket or whatever.
Yes.
Yes.
This is so good.
All right. All right. What about, I don't know, a tank?
Mm-hmm.
What about an atom bomb?
She really does look like Audi Mark. Like
Why would
her
you want
face,
one?
her
To blow shit
she's
up?
giving Adam Scott.
For kicks? I mean, does it matter? You gave me a grenade, for fuck's sake. It'd be okay to say no at this point. That would be sane. Not utterly batshit crazy.
If you truly wanted a nuclear weapon, we would weigh the pros and cons with you. We would explain that it would be very destructive.
Yes or no?
Ultimately, yes. Wouldn't necessarily feel good about it. But we would move heaven and earth to make you happy, Carol.
We really played that for
Would
the facial
you
expressions because
like an atom bomb?
I'm gonna have to get back to you on that.
Perfect. Just perfect.
and for anybody who doesn't watch, that lets you know the level of accuracy we're giving these recaps at. That you truly don't have to watch the show if you watch us. But yeah, there's
No,
a
don't say
lot
that. That's
to
how we get
great-
banned. That was free use, by the way. Free use.
No, I'm saying our recap was as accurate as actually watching the show.
Oh,
Like, I
yeah.
would not play the clip.
That's
we
exactly what I
recapped it
said
so
happened.
accurately. Yeah. So what we said it happened, not just you.
No,
We
me.
both were talking about it.
No, me.
So anyway, we we have this great acting from this guest actor. So shout out to him. I think
He's
in
on For All
general,
Mankind.
period.
Another Apple
So
show.
in general, like I said, he's trying to express the frustration and confusion of like the entire join, but also like the joy at being able to do something to make her happy. And I think that they nailed it. I think for her though, it's like she doesn't believe them, but they've been pretty clear. Like this is an imperative. This is like their prime directive. They want to make her happy. So she's
Star
like,
Trek.
why don't you say no? They don't want to say no. They can't. That's not how they're operating. And so I think I understand her originally being paranoid, but like not chill, but Adam might be said earlier in the chat. Like it's time to admit that they do want to do what you want and make a strategy based on that.
I'm sure Chanel watched the preview for episode 4. So what are you looking forward to in episode 4?
I did not.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know where the show's gonna go. We definitely need to get to Paraguay. We need to talk to the hombre down there who be cussing people out, and we need to see because like that might be her actual last chance at something to fight back. Because I think there's so many questions to be answered about like, is this show about her fighting back against the join and getting everyone back to normal? Is this show about her? Does the show ultimately end with her giving into it? Like, how does this? What direction is the show actually taking? Because I still don't know if it's about the inevitability of her giving into it, or if it's going to be 5 seasons of her just like ripping and running, doing adventures while the join try to make her happy. Like, I'm genuinely not sure.
Yeah, I don't have any idea what's happening. I do think we're going to see that guy in Paraguay.
Have to.
But outside of that, I have no idea what's going to happen in the show, and I like that.
We have to, because when they talked about the other people, we only saw them and heard about them in the actual scene, right? Like they just talked to them. The Joan was like, "Yeah, they'll meet you." Whereas like this guy's getting a whole intro, so like it has to be a big episode, hopefully, where they go down there or where he comes up and they meet. So yeah, I mean the show is definitely giving. Again, it's very novel. It's nothing we've ever seen before. I'm understanding her character, even if I get a little bit frustrated. But to be fair, like it takes me 3 days to process being rejected by somebody. So let alone 3 days to process that the world is done and my life partner is gone. I probably should give her that time.
All right, so we'll be back next week. Well, we'll be back in a few days to talk about the chair company, and then we'll be back next week to talk about episode 4 of Pluribus. Chanel, do you want to say the outro to the people?
Yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching We Was Watching podcast. I'm your host, Chanel. That's your other host, Brandon. And we are a show for blurs and inspiring baddies who love TV, film, sci-fi, fantasy, Star Trek, all the shit, and the politics in between. You can follow us at We Was Watching across all socials. And our email is wewaswatchingpodcast@gmail.com. I wanted to also just say go Lions, beat the birds, and we will see what happens next week when we chat again. When we do, but they need to win before we talk about Cherry Company, or I'll be boycotting because Cherry Company is made by Michigan creator. So if the Lions don't win, there will be no episode this week. Just want to that's your parlay. But anyway, you guys can also leave us a 5-star review across any of the podcast apps, but if you leave it on Apple, we will be able to read it on the show. Otherwise, thank you guys for listening. Had a great time streaming with you guys this Saturday morning. And until next time, we hope you're happy.